Hi all, welcome back to beechmount.ie. Just going to run through a quick guide on how to look after fruit trees this week. A couple of things to consider when you're picking the right spot to where you're going to plant your fruit trees. Think of the sunshine, think of soil, and think of spacing. So fruit trees need sunshine a couple of different ways. So ideally they need it in the afternoon so that when the fruit comes on the trees they get loads of sunshine to be able to ripen the fruit. Ideally we keep them away from the morning sun, because if there happens to be a frost in the springtime when the trees are in flower, the frost sometimes can kill them, and it's the sun that can actually do some damage as well. So ideally keep them away from the morning sun, because you don't want your fruit, your flowers in the spring to get damaged. If they get damaged, you're not going to get fruit in the autumn time. That's why sometimes you have a poor fruiting season, is because the flowers are after getting damaged earlier in the spring. So to try to avoid that, we can do as much as we can. So one of the ways of doing it is put them in the afternoon sun. Now, soil. For your fruit trees, ideally a nice well-drained fertile soil. Once it doesn't get waterlogged in the winter or any time if there's heavy rain, because the roots don't like sitting in water. Now they do like water, and that's one of the things that you will be told to do, is keep them well watered, but they don't like to be just sitting in water all the time. So that's why it has to be well drained. Fertile, if it's fertile soil, brilliant. If it's not fertile soil, you're going to have to keep it well fed yourself. And then space. So when you get your tree home and you initially plant it, it's only this size, but you have to think of what size it's going to get. Now all fruit trees are different, so have a look at the specs and see how big they're going to get. But you're allowing kind of a few meters between each tree, or from a wall or something. So give it that space to allow it to get to maturity, and that way it'll fruit better for you. Now, so don't forget, as I said, when you're planting, have a good look at the soil, see what it's like. If it's heavy soil, maybe add a bit of stones or something in the bottom of it, and add some fertiliser. A nice organic fertiliser, chicken manure or seaweed, is great to get it going. And then don't forget to give it a feed once a year, maybe in the spring as well. A bit of potash is great as well, because that's really what gets the fruits getting nice and big. Okay, so pruning. Don't be afraid to prune. Fruit trees like to be pruned. If you prune them back when they're dormant is the best time, so in the winter time is best. Have a look at the branches. If there's any growing up too straight or anything, they're called kind of water branches, you can cut them back. Any that might be crossing over each other and rubbing against each other, prune them back as well. And then kind of just leave your main shoots to coming up, which will give you your best fruiting. Regularly check your trees. Check the branches, check the leaves. If you see any marks coming on it, any diseases, if you see any pests or anything, get onto it straight away. It's better to get these things controlled at the very beginning than letting the tree get covered in a disease and then trying to do it. After you plant, put a bit of a mulch around the base of it, just even a dark mulch, something like that. What that will do is it'll help to keep the water in the soil for you, and it'll also help to keep the weeds down, so all the nutrients go straight onto the tree. And after that, just enjoy it, guys. If you've any questions, just give us a shout. All right, take care. Bye bye.